Welcome to a rain-soaked Wednesday morning. My goodness, we are getting a lot of water. We are presently on Interstate 69 in the lovely state of Indiana, heading northwards. We just passed Fort Wayne not too terribly long ago, and we are on our way up to hit the junction at 94 and hang a left, go west over to Kalamazoo for our drop. And this is a drop trailer, so drop and hook. That's nice. And then from there, I don't know yet. So last night I ran my clock once again to its bitter end. Made it as far as Marion, Indiana. Stopped at a Flying J there. Spent the night. Woke up this morning, and it was one of those mornings where I just didn't want to get out of bed. Oh my God. Talk about a hold yourself at gunpoint to get up morning. Man, I'm just tired. You know, that's the thing. You know, I only run 5 days and then I'm off too, but the 5 days I run hard. So I generally try to use every bit of my clock that I can, you know, to get as much mileage under my belt, you know, in those 5 days. So anyhow, I just thought while I was driving along here with the cadence of the windshield wipers, I thought, you know, now's a good time to just kind of give my a few week review of GP Transco, what my experiences have been like so far. I must say, altogether, it has been a positive experience. I think highly of the company, and I'm pretty happy. There's a lot of very nice people, so that's number one. Everybody that works there seems to be really cool, very nice, knowledgeable, smart, good at what they do, and so that's always good. Their headquarters is absolutely gorgeous. So as far as a headquarter terminal is concerned, probably the nicest one I've ever seen. Immaculately clean, brand new, and just beautiful. And as far as the equipment is concerned, equipment is absolutely fantastic. No complaints whatsoever with the equipment. I think they keep their stuff in really nice shape. They've got newer tractors and newer trailers, and lots of them. The trailers even have disc brakes. So, you know, I think all in all, equipment-wise, very hard to beat. I don't think you're going to find very many companies that have as nice, consistently across the board equipment the way they do. I'm very happy with the truck, and on a very insignificant point, but a point nonetheless. You know, I'm personally not the biggest fan of the color teal. I don't mind it, but I don't rave about it. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I'm kind of neutral. But I will say, after having driven nothing but silver and gray trucks, having a teal hood is kind of nice, actually, because I find it's kind of a cheerful color in a way, because I'm so tall that I actually do see part of the hood as I'm looking out the windshield, and the sun hits it, and it's kind of like this bright splash of color, and it's not, you know, intrusive in any way, or but it's just there's just like a certain brightness to it that, I don't know, I think it kind of helps with your mood, rather than looking at gray all the time. Even though you're not looking directly at it, it's in your peripheral all day long, you know. So I do like that. It's kind of a cheerful color, which is nice. We truck drivers could use all the cheerfulness that we could get. So again, minor point, but kind of an interesting observation that I made to myself, that you know, I wouldn't think two seconds about a color. I could give a shit about a color, but it does actually have a little bit of an effect, I think, on your mood. And actually, they did studies about that. And I remember reading about psychology studies in prisons they experimented, instead of using gray paint on the walls, they used pink, and there were actually results that the incidence of violence and aggression actually went down significantly in a pink environment versus a gray. So, colors, I guess they do matter. Psychology is kind of an interesting thing. Anyway, back to the point. There I go again. Look, shiny. So the one other thing with GP is that they do follow through with what they put on their website, as far as pay is concerned, as far as all their policies are concerned, as far as all their benefits are concerned. And they're one of the few companies that I've seen that they actually lay it out on their website in pretty good detail. So, the pay is exactly what they say it is, and the benefits are exactly what they say. So, on all of those points, I give them an A. If I was grading them as a teacher, I would give them an A on all of the things that I've mentioned so far. So those are all the pros. And of course, one big pro for me personally is that their headquarters is located in Joliet, and I'm relatively in the same neighborhood. Not really, but in terms of trucking companies, I'm pretty close. So then we go to the maybe not so great stuff, at least so far in my experience. And now I will throw a caveat with what I'm about to say, is that, the position that I have been hired into is a new one for them. They have been, and I think I mentioned it before, they've been an over-the-road company since their founding, and meaning that they are structured to have their drivers stay out at least 2 weeks, more like 3 oftentimes, and there's many, many drivers that stay out for months at a time. So that being said, as an over-the-road company, they are experimenting, I guess you could, for lack of a better word, or branching out or expanding their business to include some regional work and some weekly home time offerings, because I think they're smart enough to realize that that's kind of a trend in the industry, where newer drivers are just not as agreeable as the drivers of previous generations to the whole lifestyle of staying out forever and having no family and having no social life and having no life outside of a truck. That maybe once was an acceptable thing, but that's rapidly changing, and you're seeing a lot of trucking companies in the industry adapting to that, and I think GP Transco is no different. They're smart enough to realize, hey, there's some writing on the wall, we better pay attention. So I'm one of a handful of drivers that they are trying to do a 5-day on, 2-day off schedule. Now, that being said, most of, I think, if not all of the other drivers, and it's only a few of us, they're doing it around weekends off, so Saturday and Sunday off, which for most ordinary normal people is a great thing. But of course, I'm far from normal and I'm far from ordinary. So, of course, I've got to be the complicated one, and I need Thursday and Friday off, which makes things a little trickier. Meaning that if I take off on Sunday to start my week, there are fewer loads available for departure on Sunday. Now, it's not impossible. I mean, they're located in the Chicago metro area and the northern Indiana area, very close by. I mean, there's zillions of loads coming out of that region. It's a very, very high density shipping area. There are factories and warehouses all over the place. So there shouldn't be that big of an issue finding loads. But of course, they're going to be fewer to choose from than if it was a Monday morning, right? So that was all understood before I even came, and that was discussed before I even joined the company. So, It would be, let me get out on Sunday and start my week, and then get me back to the Joliet headquarter terminal by Thursday, anytime. Doesn't matter whether it's, afternoon, evening, night, whatever. As long as I'm back by Thursday, I'm a happy camper. And then I've got Friday and Saturday. And Friday and Saturday are just very important to me for personal reasons, for things I have going on outside of the company, and it's a very, very, very high priority item to me, and I made that very clear before I even agreed to take the job. And they said that they could work with that, and that they could do it. So okay. So that being said, I am also smart enough to know that there's going to be a little bit of growing pains. And, this is something new for them. So I'm willing to be, flexible and work with them. So far, I have had, I have had 3 weekends so far. The first one, my dispatcher was apparently unaware that I was a weekly home driver. So there was a big breakdown in communication somewhere. I have no idea whether he was not told, whether he was told and forgot, whether he was told and didn't give a crap. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have the answers. But, I ended up going all the way out to the East Coast. Long story short, didn't get me back on time. I came back, I can't remember whether it was like on a Friday really late or on a Saturday or something like that. But I came back to the GP terminal, and I thought, this is ridiculous. Now that I'm back here on a weekend, I said, just keep me running. So I didn't even take time off. Just keep me going. So that brought us to the next Thursday, where I was supposed to be back. That also didn't happen, and I was back on a Friday. And at that point, I let him know. And let them know pretty clearly, in no ambiguous words. I can be very direct and very clear. I make myself abundantly clear, so that there is no wiggle room, no gray area whatsoever for misunderstanding. In other words, okay, this is the second time that you've gotten me home late. I'm letting you know again, my home time is my absolute top priority over everything else. And he likes to talk about, I'm just trying to get you miles and blah 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 blah. And I made it abundantly clear. Look, great, I appreciate that, but frankly, I don't give a shit about miles. I don't give a shit about any of it. Get me home when I need to be home. That is priority number 1. During the 5 days that you have me, I will run any load you got to and from anywhere. I don't care if it's a big factory, if it's a drop and hook, if it's a live load, if it's a mom and pop dirt lot that I have to shoehorn myself in and out of, if I have to wait for 6 hours, whatever. I don't care. I am as flexible can be. I'm not going to give you any headache or any problems whatsoever. If you have a load that nobody else wants, that because it's too short or whatever the hell, give it to me. I'm happy to do it. I will do anything that you want in the 5 days that you got me. The only thing that I absolutely need and will not budge on is that I need to be back on Thursday. And if I have to do that by bringing this truck back empty, parking it, and leaving the company, I will do that. So I want to make sure that that is abundantly clear. That is my one must have. Okay, so we had that discussion. And he, yes, okay, I got it. Okay, so that's 2 in a row. Then he got sick, so he was out. I had a different dispatcher. Frankly, was great. Gave me loads that kept me running, and got me home on Thursday. I came home, albeit, with about an hour left on my clock, and came home at 7 o'clock at night. But hey, I was happy. I was home by Thursday night. I was able to do it in the hours that I had. He worked with me, he engineered it, and he got it done. Brilliant. That's exactly what I need from a dispatcher. So that was great, wonderful. And so now my dispatcher is back. He's back from being sick, and I've been working with him this week, and he's a very nice guy. So nothing against him from a nice human being standpoint. We need to agree, and there's going to be a major problem if we don't. So either he gets replaced or I leave the company, one of the two. Because again, it's a non-negotiable. I got to be back on Thursday. So just this morning, he's calling me with a load to put me on after I deliver this one in Kalamazoo. And he says, okay, it's going to be this, that, and the other, and then it's going to go to Iowa, and then you're going to... And I said, oh, wait a second. I said, is it going to have me back on Thursday? Long pause. I said, dude, I've got to be back on Thursday. Oh, well, this one might be close. It might be putting you back into Friday. I'm not sure. I said, dude, Thursday, period, end of subject. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get you miles. I don't give a shit about miles. I don't know what it is. It's like, what do I need to do to get you to understand this? So long and short of it is, we left it at that. I told him, either you go through my hours of service, you have it on your information, you go through what is possible, and if it is possible to run that load and get me back by Thursday, I will happily do it. But and I want you to factor in wait times and all of that stuff, be realistic. And if not, then don't give me that load. That's where I've left it off. So I have yet to hear back from him. So we'll see what happens. So that's that. So that's obviously a major time bomb ticking. We will see how that resolves itself. And the other thing that I had was the one opportunity that I had to call our maintenance department. I had the very, very weird thing happen where the dipstick for the engine oil, it has a little plastic tip, which is the most ridiculously stupid design I've ever seen. I don't know what's wrong with the good old-fashioned all-metal dipstick like they've been since the dawn of the automobile. But Freightliner, in their infinite wisdom, decided to put plastic. The last 3 inches at the tip are plastic. Well, of course, it broke. So now I can't properly read the engine oil level. And I'm convinced that they designed it that way on purpose, knowing that they would break so that they could sell, $900 dipsticks, because that's how trucks go. Everything for a truck is 70 times more expensive than it is for a car. So built-in profit. So anyway, so I called maintenance. I said, hey guys, listen, I finally got somebody, and I said, I explained to him what's going on. And very nice guy, and he gave me all of these options. He said, well, you can stop by a Freightliner place and get one, or you can try at a at the truck stop service, maybe they've got one, or we can take care of it here when you're back for home time. If you stop at a Freightliner dealership, then I said, well, how do I pay for it? Do I just put it on the fuel card, or what? How does that work? And he's like, no, we'd have to do EFS, and you'd have to call us, and then we call them, and then they thought so it's like, okay, on the one hand, I appreciate all the information, and I appreciate the the desire to be helpful. I believe absolutely was there. But the flip side of that is, look, I'm a driver. I drive a truck. I drive and operate this truck. I have enough things to keep track of as far as getting loads on time, getting my ass where it needs to be in the right time, negotiating traffic, trying to be safe, all of, hours of service, all of these things that we have to do as drivers. That's my job. That's what I do. And I'm trying to do that as best as I possibly can. I guess what I'm trying to say is that what I need from a company, whether it's maintenance, whether it's my dispatch, whatever, when a driver calls and needs something, that's what you guys are there for. Take the shit out of the driver's hands. That's why you are there. That's why you get paid. You are there to support the drivers. The company is based on trucks rolling down the road. The people that are driving those trucks down the road should not have to be bothered with all this decision making and all of this, gosh, how do I do this? How do I make sure they get paid? Do I put it on my own credit card? Do I get it? All of that shit should be solved by the person on the other end of the phone. The way that phone call should have gone was, oh, you need a dipstick. Here is a decision for you. I want you, where are you at? Okay, you're on this highway. What direction are you going? Okay, there is a Freightliner dealership in another 80 miles on your route. I want you to stop there. I will in turn call that Freightliner dealership while you are driving and operating the trucks safely, and I will arrange for the payment of said dipstick so that when you get there, you can swing in, go to their parts counter, tell them who you are, they'll hand you the part, you'll be on your merry way. That is exactly precisely how that phone call should have gone. Or, on the flip side, you know what? When are you coming back to the terminal? Oh, you'll be there Thursday night. Will the truck be parked there? Oh, yes, it will be parked there on Friday and Saturday. Great. So while it's parked here, we will replace it for you so that when you get back and you're going to leave on Sunday, the new dipstick will be in there. The hood's open. They don't need a key for it. Open the hood, put the new dipstick in, close the hood, job finished. It's not rocket science, right? Why is all of that in my lap? Why do I have to figure that out now, how to do this? The reason that I bring this up is that GP Transco is trying, and I believe they're sincerely trying, and they've put it all over their website, that they're trying to be different, that they're trying to, not treat their drivers like robots. They're trying to be efficient. They're trying to be modern. They're trying to make the whole process, all a multitude of processes in trucking to make them streamlined and efficient. So that's why I bring this up, because that's one area where they need to streamline and make more efficient what they're doing. Seems like a little thing, and it is. I mean, a dipstick, it's a little thing. But, these are processes and procedures that, are exposed for this little thing, and they need to be improved. So there you go. But again, all in all, I'm positive with my experience. I'm positive with the company on balance. My biggest issue is the home time, so we will see how that resolves itself. I'll let you guys know how it resolves. So until then, I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.